Morning guys, it is Monday again. I am at the gym. This is our little shop. It's first thing in the morning. I wait to do the class, the Monday bootcamp class on my own, so I don't have the motivation of other people there to help me, but it should be good. Good start to the week. I want to get this session done early doors today. Kids are off school. If I don't get my session in now, I'm not going to get my session in today. I think it's important to look at your day ahead, look at your week ahead, and try your best to manage your time so that you can get your workouts in, get all the things that you need to get in that are important to you. Otherwise, you won't get them done. So, away we go. So guys, rather than show you the class workout that I've been doing, because I've showed you it a few times now, I am going to go over a little core routine that I've been adding in to the end of some of my sessions. First exercise is using this abs mat from FITTER. Really good bit of kit. Fantastic for isolating the abdominals and really feeling those muscles working. What I really like about this bit of kit is it allows you to fully lengthen the abdominals at the bottom of the rep. And then when you're fully shortened at the top of the rep, there is a lot of tension building up with the compression of your back into the mat. I've changed my hand position here, put my elbows all the way back to make it harder. This is a slightly harder variation than when I had my elbows forward. This is a cool plank variation where you have a little tower of weight plates at one side. I typically use probably 3. Really light, so the weight isn't important. It's the object that's important. And you're basically pulling the weights with your opposite hand across underneath your body to the other side with minimal movement from your hips. You don't want to rotate and you don't want to bend or drop your hips to the side. This next exercise works both your abdominals as well as your hip flexors. It's an advanced exercise and there's a little bit more to it than me just throwing my legs up and down. However, I am using a slightly easier variation than the straight-legged version. If I had to list off 5 movements that over the course of the past 14 years I've found that people struggle with, side planks would definitely be one of them. So side planks are a lot harder than you maybe think. What I'm really focusing on is pulling my elbow towards my foot and pulling my foot towards my elbow. So if I was to draw arrows on the ground, there would be 2 arrows pointing into the middle from either side. I'm trying to create as much tension between those 2 points. That really helps with this exercise. This last exercise is a movement that I was shown on a mentorship I did at Body Development with Tom Crudington, and it's basically a take on a cycle set, but you're adding this ball in to create more tension and a little isometric contraction at the top of each movement. Really good exercise. This core routine was designed for me, but by all means give it a go guys and let me know how you got on.
Of the universe inside of me, help me beat the shit out of my ego, please. Wash me now in the blood of the Lamb and the Holy. Let me sunset and night time between them. Let us stay forever young and never die. Together, together. La la la. There ain't no end of time. La la la. One universe online.
So I was having a conversation with a client about different approaches that they've taken over the last couple of years, or even more than that probably, in terms of like dieting and training. They've tried different things, a lot of things that I haven't recommended them to do, but they've decided to do it themselves anyway, which is fine. Everybody's free to do and try different things. I would like you to follow my advice. Sometimes people like to do what they think's best for them. I had a question for them. I asked them, I said, that approach that you were taking with your diet, why are you not doing it now? Why are you not still doing it? I'm like, well, it was too hard. I'm like, okay. So did it get you results? Well, it did. Yeah, it did initially. Yeah, it did. Short term, it did. But then I saw I couldn't keep it going, and I didn't. And then any results that I did get, it kind of faded and ended up back roughly where I started, type thing. And then I tried something else, and so this client was wanting to go back to do the same approach that they'd used before. And I said, so you're wanting to go back to do something that ultimately you couldn't sustain and didn't really work for you. And they're like, well it did work for me. I lost X amount. And I was like, yeah, you lost X amount over the course of 2 or 3 weeks, but you said yourself, a couple of weeks after that, it was all back on again. Yeah, but this time will be different because I'll do it for longer. I'm like, you're not going to do it for longer because you've already agreed that it wasn't sustainable. You weren't able to do it for any longer than that short period of time because what you were doing was quite extreme, and it's not something that you can continue to do on a daily basis for a long period of time. That approach isn't sustainable. What I've tried to do over the years with my clients and with myself when it comes to improving my health, my nutrition, my diet, my body shape, my training, is ask yourself the question, is what you are doing just now, can you do it consistently, day in, day out, week in, week out, month in, month out, year in, year out? And if the answer is no, then it's not a sustainable approach. And it is probably not an approach that is going to get you the results that you are hoping to get. Try and take that on board and come up with a routine, a structure, a diet, a way of life that is sustainable in the long term. And if you do, you will achieve fantastic results. Maybe not right away, but you will achieve results and you'll be able to maintain results much, much better. Hey guys, that was a good workout. Just did a little bit of accessory work at the end. Covered some arm exercises that you've been chucking into the session. I've put a lot of my focus on my training around sort of bigger compound movement. It's also good to include some isolated exercises as well on specific areas to keep these areas developing. Always fun training these muscle groups as well. More fun when you're leaner. It's not fun training abs when you're carrying fat. I get that. All you do is feel your fat jiggling about. So hopefully your training is going well, guys. I presume majority of people that watch this are in a training routine of some kind. Let me know what you guys are doing. Let me know what training splits you do, what exercises you focus on, what your goals are, what you enjoy. If you're doing anything similar to me, let me know. Still really enjoying my sessions. I'm not finding training a struggle. I'm not finding it a chore. I'm not feeling overly fatigued. It's important to point out, and I maybe should have pointed this out at the very start, that the further you go through your diet, I'm not saying I'm at that stage yet, but the further you go through a diet, the probably harder it is to make strength gains, because you don't have the same amount of energy, you don't have the same amount of calories going through your body, your recovery's not as good as it should be, that you're just not in the best possible position to keep improving on numbers that you're lifting and keep building your strength. To this point, it's been fine. I've seen progress in pretty much all my movement, but I'll probably tail off a little bit towards the end of the diet, and that's just normal, that's natural. I'm okay with that. The important thing is that I keep training, I keep working hard, I keep training sensibly, making sure that I take my recovery days, take my rest days, do other exercises that are not as intense, and just keep on top of how I feel, so that I can keep my training to as best a standard as I possibly can.
Reboot, I'm cold red, my service automated, like data running through my veins. Got you distracted, subconscious overloaded. Careful, don't pull the cord on me. No time to stay around. Keep walking till you get out of my face. Regrets, restricted access. I'm used to fly to get up here. Reboot, discharging. I can't waste my time with someone slowing me down.
Hey guys, it's Saturday, just having a little coffee, and I'm actually just reflecting on the week that I've just had, and just sort of reaffirming, what was positive, and what didn't really go to plan, or what could I have done better. And I think that's a really good thing for us all to do. I know people do these sort of appraisals with their work, and the idea behind it is you sort of acknowledge the progress that you've made, and you sort of look at the areas that you could improve on. So for me this week, I'm really happy with my training. I did my 4 sessions, plus I did an extra session as well. I thought the intensity of the sessions was good. Maybe Monday morning, not quite as good. I'm not used to training first thing in the morning. Energy levels were a bit lower. I hadn't eaten for that session. So that session I didn't put as much into that session as I normally do, but to get that session in first thing Monday morning was really positive, so I was chuffed with that. So yeah, training's been good. Diet has been good as well. One of the things that I've not done so well on this week is my steps. I've been quite busy, and I think the weather has probably played its part as well, so my steps haven't been where they were the previous week. They've been lower. So that's something that I could certainly improve on. Sleep-wise hasn't been as great either. I've found myself slipping back to some old habits of staying up late. So that's 2 areas that I could look to improve on next week. I've weighed in, and this week I am down 0.2 of a kilogram, which is quite a small drop in comparison to all the previous weeks. I've dropped more than that. So a bit of a slow week on the weight loss, and can either put that down to the fact that I overconsumed a good bit at the weekend last week, despite trying my best to control my calorie intake. I did eat over and above the targets that I've set myself, which spiked my weight up at the start of the week, and then it's slowly came down. So I've slowed the progress somewhat, probably by pigging out a little bit at the weekend, Couple that with the fact I haven't moved as much this week. My walk-in and my steps hasn't been on a par with previous weeks. These are two factors that could be why my weight loss was a little bit slower, a little bit less this week. But nevertheless, I'm still really pleased that my weight is down. I'm positive about it. I'm actually feeling really, really good. In my clothes, I tried on a few things that at Christmas time just weren't fitting at all. You know, I know girls like to use clothes as a marker, but I think guys probably do this as well. So don't get too despondent if your weight loss is only a fraction, or like for me this week, losing 0.2 of a kilogram. Not down about it. I'm feeling quite good about it. I'm feeling positive, but I know a lot of my clients would be feeling really demotivated to only have lost that amount. Look, I've put in a lot of work, but there is areas that I could improve on. So if I've lost 0.2 kilos, I'm happy. Generally speaking, you know, if your weight's coming down, brilliant, absolutely fantastic. It will be slow some weeks and it will be faster other weeks. So I'm not going to change anything. I'm still going to aim to hit my calorie range, which is 2,500 to 2,700. I might veer more towards the 2,500 for this week coming. I'm sure that'll help. But the key for me will be being more consistent this weekend and not over consuming like I did last weekend. Getting my steps up next week as well. And then I'll probably see my weight drop a little bit more. Anyway.
Hey, check it. Hey, check it. Put the place up.
Right, I'm fed up listening to Barry now, so I thought I would just come on here quick and ask him a few quick fire questions. You ready, Barry?
I'm ready. I can see your questions.
Spotlight's on you now.
Let's go.
Favourite film?
Cool Runnings.
How many times have you seen it?
I've watched it many times. I could watch that film every weekend. That's why I know that's my favourite film. I don't think I would get bored of it.
Right, next. Red sauce or brown sauce?
Oh, red sauce.
Football or rugby?
These are too easy, Emma. Football.
And what team do you support?
Aberdeen and Manchester United.
Snow or sun, holiday-wise?
I do like Christmas time, but sun. It's got to be sun. I love the heat and holidays.
Okay, what's your favourite holiday destination?
Portugal. Although I want to go to Santorini, but I've not been there, so I can't say it's my favourite. So I'll have to say Portugal. Although I'd like to go to Italy too. Never been to Italy.
You're very greedy. Right.
Everywhere.
Cinema or movie night?
On Netflix and chill.
That's not no.
I've got it's a tough one. I'm gonna go movie night.
Favourite sorry.
Gee whiz, I'm gonna have to edit this.
Favourite music genre? In other words, favourite type of music.
Well, everyone at the gym thinks my music's rubbish, so I'm gonna. I like all music, so it's very difficult. But can I say 90s? Is that not a genre? Anything 90s is.
What do you mean 90s?
Well, like No Limit.
Stop. Right.
Oasis.
Okay, Chinese or Indian?
People or food?
Food.
Indian. Spicy.
Mm-hmm. How do you like your eggs?
Cooked.
Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
That's me. Real boss.
Yeah.
Biggest bugbear?
Biggest bugbear?
Thing that annoys you about
About
just
people.
Yeah. Or me.
Well, eating with your mouth open.
I don't do
Can't
that.
stand that.
I
Can't
don't do
stand
that.
No, I know you don't do that. I wouldn't be with you if you did that, but I just can't stand that.
Squat or deadlift?
Squat.
Okay. What's your favourite exercise?
Favourite exercise is a pull-up. Any pull-up.
What's your biggest bugbear in the gym?
Lifting weights that you can't lift properly. So people that go far too heavy and their technique's all over the shop and they just look at disaster. That and coming into the gym and telling me it's cold all the time.
Well, that's me.
I know it's cold. I work there every single day.
Okay. Right. Bacon roll or roll and sausage?
Bacon roll.
With an egg?
With or without an egg.
Okay.
I'd like one with and one without, please.
Right, here's one you don't know that's on the list. How
Oh, for
would,
God's sake.
how would you describe your driving skills?
It's not for me to comment, but I know that I got less minors in my test than you did.
That's not true.
That is true. We've had this conversation before. And we've got the same amount of points on our licence.
I've got 0.
No,
I do.
no,
Yes, I do.
you've got 3.
No, I don't.
Well, anyway, I'd say my driving skills are underrated.
Poor. Very poor. If you were asking me. What would you cook if you were on Come Down With Me?
What would I cook if I was on Come Down? These are not quick fire questions. Right. Spicy chicken wings at the start. All right, because if they don't like spice, then I don't want them to. I don't want to have a date with them. So that's
It's
the
not
non-spicy.
a dating game. It's a Come Down With Me.
Come dine with me.
You've got
Oh, I thought
4
you meant dinner
families.
date. I thought you meant dinner date.
No.
All right, come dine with me.
And
Well,
anyway, why would you be going on dinner date? You're married with kids.
I'm going spicy chicken wings anyway.
Main course?
I'm going to cook a homemade gourmet burger
Right.
with all the toppings, homemade chips, nice big thick cut ones.
What about your pudding?
Pudding, I'm going to make trifle.
Really?
Yeah. It's what I'm making, not what I like the best. What is it?
It's a bit of both, I think.
Cheesecake.
What's your favourite part of your body?
Is this for me to answer or for you?
For you to answer
Oh,
for
right, okay.
yourself.
Favourite part of my body? I could tell you what the parts that I don't like, but you want the part that I do like.
Least favourite next.
Oh, have you got that next? Oh, great. Favourite part of my body? Chest.
Barry, it's not my body that you're... No, okay. Right, your least favourite part?
Oh, that's easy.
What?
Calves.
Why?
Because they're about as thick as that pen.
Okay. What's your motto in life? As in, what do you stand for?
You get out what you put in. I don't know, that's just what came in my head.
Good.
But it's true.
Okay. What is your biggest achievement?
That'll be my boys. Being a dad to 2 fantastic boys that I'm really, really proud of. So, nothing beats that.
And being married to me?
And being married to you is a very close second. Well, you're part of that, so yeah, it's all rolled in as one.
Okay, that's the end of the quickfire round. Bye!
See you next week.